Hello, YouTube. We meet again. I am StrandedSailor, and you are the viewer. Last time, it has come to my attention, you enjoyed my art lesson. I make no effort making art lesson videos. Therefore, although no one asked, I will make another painting with StrandedSailor. Now, what are we going to paint today? Whatever we want to paint. That's the beauty. First things first, get off the brush. Why? No one wants to see the brush anymore. We did the brush last time. It's not impressive. See that natural pencil? We're going to go for natural pencil. Today calls for natural causes. We're going to bring it right down here. Why? Ew. Gross. There's stuff on my computer screen. I need to go clean my computer screen. Time out. Is that has someone blemished? Someone has blemishes on my desktop. All right, here we go. We're on natural pencil. We're actually going to change this to purple. Why? It's a good idea. We're going to start right here. We deselected it on purpose. Don't let it confuse you. Natural pencil, straight line all the way across. I naturally put hills into my straight lines. What did I do? Don't worry about it. Why? Why did that happen? Huh. If you left click, it deletes it. Interesting. Never knew that. All right. Go to bucket. Let's fill the ground. Is it really going to do this again? Like, seriously? What? Hold, no, you know what? Hold on, go back. If I make a square, okay? Perfect little square right there. And I get a little paint bucket. Does that make sense to anybody? Does that make sense to anybody? Like, see, what joke is this? What joke is this? All right, back to what we were doing. Scrap it. Why? We were just testing. Okay, here we go. We're going to do a black line. Do black. Here we go. We're going to go over. I didn't like how that looked, so we're going to go over here, stick with brush. I like this. We're going to go down, out a little bit, back around, out a little bit more, and then we go up. Perfect circle with two little triangles hanging off the end. I know, pretty good. Let's put two little lines here, straight as you can get them. Then we're going to bring them up just like that. Do it on both sides. Beautiful, I know. Fill them in. Why does it do it to one eye? Who knows? Who freaking knows, man? There we go. Perfect. Figured out the mystery of the paint bucket. Love it. Go over here. We're going to paint a circle. Make it fairly big. Now, there's 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to draw right down here. I know. Trust me. It's scary how good this is already. Loving it. Loving every minute of it. Ah! It looks so good. The thing is you might hear people say that art is subjective. That is false. Art is the only objective truth in the world. A lot of other things are subjective. Math, science, English, all subjective. Art is purely objective. That is why it is objectively true that this picture is absolutely amazing. If you don't know who that is, which I'm sure you do, let me go ahead and spell it out for you. Why do I like how that looks? Oh, ha 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 ha! Perfect. It's beautiful. Let's go ahead. We'll write out who this is in perfect, legible print. And here, just because I love my penmanship, let me get some cursive in there on you guys. That is King Boo. Look at him. There is a failed attempt at villains.wikia.com, and this is what he's supposed to look like. Bad, good. Bad, good. Subjective art, objective art. As you can see, there is a difference. What should we paint now? Easy. A lot of you loved The Nightmare Before Christmas. I knew you would. Why? Because I am in tune with society. I know what's in and I know what's out. For example, I know pumpkins are in. That is why we are going to do a pumpkin. Not just any pumpkin, a big pumpkin. Big pumpkins are different from little pumpkins. Little pumpkins you can do with a brush. Big pumpkins we have to spray paint. So spray paint. I know what you're thinking. Those look like sunglasses. I cannot get angry at Microsoft Paint. But what I can do is go over my lines perfectly. Remember, it's not art if it doesn't make sense. Why? Because people turn to art for it to make sense. If I was to leave a dot on this screen, for example, let me show you what I am talking about. No, we don't want to save that. If I was to do this, and then do this, and then come over here, change this to this, over here with this, and come back over here and do that, and I call that top-down view of pumpkin, that's not art. Why? No one looks at their pumpkins top-down. 2, that's not true. Pumpkins have stems. Stems are not black. A stem would not be that small. If the pumpkin was this large, theoretically, the stem would have to be bigger. See what I mean by art being objective. That doesn't make sense. Dimensions doesn't match, therefore not art. Now file, scrap this atrocity. Let's go back. Realizing paintbrush might be our best move. I will now switch. To avoid making sunglasses like I did last time, I will carefully divot just a little. I will come around. I'll come back up. A little divot right before you connect. Why, Stranded? Why did you make a little divot? I'm glad you asked. The little divot is where the stem goes. Now, how do I know how to paint a pumpkin? Simple. I've seen a lot of pumpkins in my life. I've seen small pumpkins. I've seen big pumpkins. Most of all, I've seen orange pumpkins. Now, what makes that so special? It's not. Don't let it fool you. Here we go. Orange pumpkin. Should I leave it there or should I add more details? Truthfully, I could leave it there, but it wouldn't be art. That'd be a child's drawing. Children cannot create art. Therefore, let's switch back. Let's make this something that an adult can do. 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, and just because we're feeling frisky, 5 lines. Gorgeous? I know. Now, look at that pumpkin. What is it missing? It's missing hay. What color hay is hay? Gold. Do we need to make anything special? No, of course not. We're just going to come right around. We're going to do that. We're going to get this paint bucket. We're going to watch it trash our hopes and dreams as it doesn't do what we want it to do. For example, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. So we're going to undo that. And then, just because paint bucket likes to make our life hard, we're just going to fill that in manually. Now, why would I do it manually? Because if I don't do it, that's a floating pumpkin. Those are not real, therefore it wouldn't be art. So fill it in, fill it in, fill it in, fill it in. Doesn't that look like hay? I think so. Just to be funny, little joke, there's a needle. Needle in a haystack. Pretty great. I know. Dad told me that joke. Too bad he's not around to tell it again. Let's paint a barn in the backyard. Anybody want a barn in the backyard? We're going to paint a small barn in the backyard. Very small barn. But this is all perspective. That's something else art doesn't have. Perspective. I know it's sad, but art needs it. Now let's paint bucket. Beautiful. Red. I think so. Paint bucket. Paint bucket. Gorgeous. Let's get some white back in here. Why? Oh, he about messed up with the paint bucket. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that barn. That's a perfect little barn. What are those? Don't know. Realizing those are supposed to be windows, I have accidentally created them into X's. Let's remove those. That's embarrassing. Does that kind of look like a witch? Yes, it does. Take out the barn completely. Hate the barn. Hate the barn. That's the beauty of Microsoft Paint. If you hate it, remove it. Look at that beautiful pumpkin. Should we actually add anything else? There is a needle. I don't think anything else is needed. Save it? No, not this one. Not the pumpkin. Just for you guys. Think of this as a small fee lesson plan. You're getting it for free. Normally, I may charge. Have I? No. Found this on my watch. Get rid of it. Here we go. What are we going to paint? Doesn't matter. It actually does. So let's go ahead and just do it. Look at that. Straight line. Going up. Oh no, it went off screen. You have to use what I like to call imagination. What does that do? It fills in the picture for you. Do we need to fill in any more pictures? This one does. Here we go. Draw a line. Is it a circle face? Maybe. Maybe. Big jawbones must be a man. You're wrong. It's not a man. It's actually a witch. That's right. We're drawing a witch. What do witches have? Big noses. What do we do with the big nose? We fill it in. With what? Our trusty paint bucket. Close enough. I love it. Now what do witches have? Red lips. Beautiful. Would you kiss it? You better not. Why? You're not old enough. Let's come back over here. Does she have brown eyes? No, no, no. Does she have blue eyes? No, no, no. Does she have yellow eyes? No, no, no. Black? No. Green? No. What color? Purple. How do I know? Witches like the color purple. If you don't believe me, Google it. And if Google says I'm wrong, delete Google, get a different search browser. Oh my goodness, she's looking both ways. Why? She wrecked on her broom. Where's her broom? Well, why don't we draw that scene real quick? So you've seen the victim. Let's see the scene of the crime. All right, we're going to paint it out. Here's a tree. Not just any tree, but a big tree. Weird. There doesn't seem to be any damage in the tree. That's okay. There's the damage in the tree. How do we know it's damaged? That could just be, markings or something, because there's a giant fire coming out of that tree. How do we know that's fire, not just it talking to us? Oh wow, he drew flames. That's how we know. Wow, that would be what would happen if we don't put out the fires. But we did. Don't worry, this was in the past. Now, where's the witch? That's a good question. So, we should probably see where the victim went. And that is in that direction. Okay, now let's actually draw what happened. So here is her broom. Snapped in two. Picture worth 1,000 words. There's her broom, snapped in two. If you ask me, I'm not a detective, though I could be. I believe she wrecked into this tree and broke her broom, therefore making her look both ways all the time, every time, for the rest of her life. Get rid of the scene. That's evidence. Last picture for you guys, even though I probably said the last one was. But here's the scariest thing that you could think of. And it's me saying goodbye. Forever. You don't have to worry about it, but I scared you. Wouldn't that be something if it was true? It's not. But could you imagine? I can't, because it's not possible. Art is objective. This is subjective. I can't think about it. That is all I'm going to paint for you today. I hope you enjoyed yet another art lesson from Stranded Sailor. I may do this again. There's not much more I can show you with Microsoft Paint. Other people may say that there is. There isn't. They are liars, and they want your money. And they want your attention, which is better spent elsewhere, such as on me. Please give me your attention.